What up, Suns fans? Suns lose on the back-to-back against the Brooklyn Nets. Final score, Brooklyn Nets 127, Suns 117. There's a lot to talk about here. Okay, this might be the most insufferable game we've had of this year. I had trouble portraying it during that Minnesota game against the game winner. That one really rubbed me the wrong way. Knicks, I mean, it was embarrassing during the moment, but like nothing that bad. And I handled the 5-game losing streak pretty well. But this is the first game where it's just really rough. Jeez, this game sucked to go through. Not only because the Suns lost, but we have another instance where a long-running prophecy has come to fulfill the Suns here. Okay? And you probably don't know what I'm talking about. Is follow the Suns Reddit. Usually when I'm talking about the Suns community, I'm talking about Reddit. Not the best community to get information from, but it usually helps me with just seeing everyone's general reaction to this. Point being is that it's been a long running a prophecy. Random players, like random bench players, always going off against the Suns. I've neglected to mention this a lot through the other games this season because I really hate this prophecy. I want it to be not real. I don't want that to be just true in any fashion. But tonight happens to just prove that notion that, yeah, the Suns just have really bad luck when a random player goes off against us. I don't know what it is. I have no explanations for it. But tonight, that demon for the Suns was Tyrese Martin on the Brooklyn Nets bench, who had the 30. He was 8 of 10 from 3. And basically, if this guy didn't go off, if he just shot half, if he made half of those, we could have been walking away with the win here. This game is the Tyrese Martin game, and I collected this information from that Suns community I mentioned earlier. Here it is. Here is Tyrese Martin. It's a little blurry and there's a glare on it, but this is Tyrese Martin's last couple of games. Yeah, you notice the difference from how he plays? A G League player came into Phoenix today and dropped 30 on the Suns. So, I mean, on the other hand, to do a complete 180, good for him, right? He's finally finding his own success here in the Brooklyn Nets. But I swear to God, if he goes 0 in like the next couple of games, if he doesn't just start averaging 10 or 5 points a game from this day going forward, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to freaking lose it. You can't explain things like this. There's no explanation. And it just irks me. It rubs me the wrong way that was the deciding factor tonight. That a two-way player had his moment in the big leagues and has turned this game all around. Because the Nets are heavily injured tonight. They were missing some of their best players. Their leading scorer was out. Most of their centers was out. Like, they were incredibly short-handed, and that kind of led to how they were playing tonight. You know, they were very scrappy. They definitely did not let the Suns rest or take any easy steps out. And, you know, honestly, good. I'm glad that the Suns are faced with this dilemma, mostly because it's experience. And it just goes to show you again, keeps reminding you that you can't underestimate your opponents in this league. We've seen it a lot from last year. And my God, do the Suns need to learn that. They've done way better at it this year. The Nets, we just could not get a stop. Just a concise version of this game is we could never get a stop. There was never a specific stretch of this game where the Suns had the Nets just like ice cold. Because they would keep rotating, and every now and then maybe we get a few stops here and there. And then just one of them splashes in the 3. Probably from Tyrese Martin or Dennis Schroeder, who caught fire. This game sucks. Okay, so let's just get into the Suns. All right, so I'm wearing the Book jersey because Booker was tonight's leading scorer. He had 31 points. Very nice. Played almost 40 minutes in a game where it was supposed to be an easy win, and we could possibly let our starters get some time off, get some rest. Hopefully don't play them too much because they're still coming off of injury. They're still on the injury list, listed for injury management. So they're taking their time on Bradley Beal, KD, and more on Bradley Beal later. But Booker had to play almost 40 minutes, and we lost still by 10. I mean, still solid effort by Book, though. 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 turnovers. And that was a major problem. It's funny. After last night, we basically had like the perfect game. This game was probably our worst nightmare. Like, it's crazy the night and day scenario between these back-to-back games. It's crazy. Definitely not what you want on your Thanksgiving break. This is the day before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. I hope you're happy tomorrow. But as a Suns fan, we will not be happy. And possibly more. But I'm getting ahead of myself now. So Book, nice effort. I mean, technically the Suns did everything by the books. We still shot 53% from the field and almost 40. We're 38% from 3. I mean, that's a complete game. Technically, the Suns didn't do anything wrong here. They did what they were supposed to do, but the Nets and just their speed and their ability to go. Don't get me started on the fouls. I'm going to lose it if I have to talk about the fouls. It was just a mix of the Nets able to just hound the Suns with every play and their speed, which usually was not a factor, but it did seem kind of to work on the Suns later on, as they're constant hounding, triple teaming, double teaming, whatever. It did look like the Suns were becoming sloppy and in the way they played. That was a nightmare. It's rough, and I have some questions. The only problems I have tonight is the coaching. That's the real thing that bugs me in this game, is the coaching. We were doing fine. Suns technically did everything by the book. Book dropped 31. KD dropped 30. Bill dropped 17. More on Bill. Tyus Jones kept doing his thing. Yusuf Nurkic, he was all right. He didn't have like a dominant night that we thought he would have because the Nets have like no center. And just looking at the bench real quick, Grayson had a pretty bad game. Amazing effort for tonight. Mason Plumlee randomly played, and Royce O'Neal, he's all right. I mean, looking at these numbers, it's just not, it wasn't enough, especially from our bench. A really bad night from our bench, as those 3 players I mentioned, Mason, Royce, and Grayson, are the only guys who scored our bench. But I think talking about the bench there really segues into my point. My biggest problem of tonight and the coaching. Okay, I get it. KD and Bill are on minutes restrictions. You need to manage their injury and just make sure they don't go get injured again. Same thing with Book. Even though he is not injured or coming off of an injured, it'd still be nice to not have an injured Book. But the Nets are a young and they are fast team, right? They played so scrappy tonight. They were everywhere. So Nets, young and scrappy, right? The typical stereotype for that team. So why not play our rookies? We did play our rookies. Ryan Dunn saw 9 minutes out there, and he collected 3 fouls. So, I mean, he wasn't the best. He was 2 of 0 from 3, didn't make a shot. So, I mean, I kind of get that. Ryan Dunn, not the best game, and he collected a lot of fouls. So, I get it. Foul trouble, you maybe don't want to play him. But then Oso played 7 minutes. He only had 1 foul, no trouble. He was a +2. He had a rebound, an assist, and a steal. So why not play him? I don't get that part, especially during that third quarter, which that third quarter sucked. And especially in this fourth quarter, why not play the young, the youthful, the hungry, and wanting to prove himself Oso Iguodala? I don't get why he didn't see that much minutes tonight. It's a fine matchup. It's not like Nurkic or Plumlee was doing much better. Just give the guys some minutes to play. I mean, he's a rookie. Why not just give him some runs? Even then, at the worst, you're still giving him experience for our rookie. What? And then also, here's another tangent. Josh Okogie. Where the frick was Josh Okogie this whole game? Josh Okogie is exactly the person I just described the Nets as. He may not be that young anymore, but he's still shown us over these few couple of games that he is scrappy, defensive, and can score now. Like, he has a pretty good 3-point shot, and he's able to just finagle his way under the rim. Okay. Why didn't we play him? In a night where you have these two bench guys, young and scrappy, could have probably held their own against this Nets team. Josh Okogie also +2 in the 1 minute that he played at the end there. Why? It would have taken more load off of Bradley Beal and KD's back if we could have just played those guys. Royce O'Neal or Grayson Allen weren't having much better, and basically Grayson Allen, instead of being his 3-point shooter, he was serving tonight basically as a poor man's Josh Okogie, as he kept driving down the lane and he made some impressive layups. I'll give him that, but like, that's not what Grayson is on this team. He's a 3-point shooter. So why not play Josh Okogie? I don't get this. What? If someone could explain this to me. I don't know what it is. Very weird coaching. And now we could finally get into it, as since it could have taken minutes off of Bradley Beal and KD, they are potentially injured again. If you didn't see it, Bradley Beal, he stepped on someone's foot during a play, and he was clutching his ankle, and he was hobbling back to the bench. God freaking dang it. Can we not have anything on this team? We just can't have anything good now? Is that it? Is that the NBA we're in? Especially right now. We already had a 5-game losing streak. We need to start making up ground right now if we want to survive in the standings. But I swear to Christ, if they are injured and sit out multiple games again until Christmas, I'm going to lose my mind. KD also looked to be injured, as in the final moments of that fourth quarter, Ben Simmons came and stepped in front of his way, and KD looked to have hurt his ankle. So that is a huge question mark for both of the teammates that were supposed to be on minute restrictions. So great. We lost to a two-way player. There was terrible coaching and rotations in lineups, and our KD and Beal that we just got back could be injured again. This is Phoenix Suns basketball, ladies and gentlemen. I normally go on for longer, but I think that's about all I need to say about this game. Suns go back to losing. We're now 10-8 on the season. Refreshing our standings a little bit here, we now fall to 9th. After we're just back in 5th place, we're back to 9th. And we have Golden State, San Antonio, which, just like Brooklyn, is a young and scrappy team. If we don't have KD or Bill, this is a very dark night for the Suns. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll be back after Thanksgiving on the 30th, which is Saturday. So a 2-day break. Hopefully that's enough time for us to all forget about this. Have a happy Thanksgiving out there. Spend some time with your family, and let's forget about this game, as we always do when the Suns lay a stinker out there for us to enjoy. Get some time with your family. Get some of that Thanksgiving goodness into your belly. All right, enjoy Black Friday. I forget if Black Friday is a thing. We'll be back here. If you like our content, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It really helps a lot here. And we'll see you next time. Suns up.